Hey everybody, here's what you need to know about the Mexican peso. Let's begin with key vocabulary to understand all money matters here in Mexico. We're talking about all things el peso mexicano, the Mexican peso. The unit is MXN and it is given by el Banco de Mexico, the Bank of Mexico. You can be dealing with money in efectivo, cash, or tarjeta, card, tarjeta de crédito, credit card, tarjeta de débito, debit card, cheque, check. Now when you're dealing with efectivo, cash, you're dealing with either the los billetes, the bills, billetes, or you're dealing with the coins, las monedas. You use it to make un pago, a payment, and you may even get back some change, el cambio. Make sure you get your receipt, el recibo. In order to make payment, you need to know el costo or el precio, which is the price, the cost or the price. And you'll probably have to pay un impuesto, a tax. The most common tax paid here in Mexico is the IVA, I-V-A. This is the impuesto al valor agregado, which is the tax assigned to the purchase that you're making, usually used for products or items consumed. The IVA rate as of today is 16%, 16%. However, it is half that amount if you're close to the northern border, which is therefore 8 pesos, 8%. If you're paying for a service, you often will leave a tip, una propina. You decide how much your tip is, and that normally ranges between 10 and 20%, but it's totally personal as to what each person chooses to give based on their service. If you're staying in a hotel, an Airbnb, or even your own property, you may have a safe, una caja fuerte, which literally means a strong box. So a safe is una caja fuerte. Los billetes, the bills, the paper money, that's what we're going to look at now. And we're going to begin with 20 pesos, 20 pesos, 50 pesos, 50 pesos, and 100 pesos, 100 pesos. With the 20 pesos bill, there is a new coin that is 20 pesos also, that's very new to date. As of the date of this video. So you can get 20 pesos back as either a bill or a coin. That's coming up in the next segment. Many new bills are coming into circulation. As you can see, the difference between the old 100 peso bill and the new one, all are still accepted in all locations. But just in case you get something that looks different, these are the two 100 peso bills. And we'll see that also with the 200 peso bill, 200 pesos, the old and the new. You will also find 500 pesos, 500 pesos, the old and the new, all perfect tender. I have an example of the old 500 peso bill and the new 500 peso bill, so you can get an idea of the size of each bill. Perfectly fine for usage. Old, new. We have to be very careful because we have a number of bills, new bills, that are blue. The 20 peso is blue, and as you can see, the 500 peso is blue. So you have to be very careful to not give the wrong change or the wrong payment. So you have to be very aware as to whether you're dealing with 500 or 20. And there's also another bill that's blue, and that is the new 1,000 peso bill. Now, the 1,000 peso bill is not very common, but it depends on what you're doing, the transactions you're doing. So if you're paying for something expensive in cash, in efectivo, you might have, the bank may give you a number of 1,000 peso bills, but you don't see it very often in circulation. The old 1,000 peso bill, 1,000 pesos, and the new 1,000 peso bill, 1,000 pesos. Notice that now we have 3 bills that are blue in different shades, so we have to be very careful. Las monedas. There are 5 different types of monedas or coins used in Mexico to date for actual pesos. Let's have a look at them. The first one is un peso, 1 peso, dos pesos, 2 pesos, 5 pesos, 5 pesos, 10 pesos, 10 pesos. And a very new coin that's just coming into circulation is 20 pesos. And the 20 pesos is 20 pesos. That was originally a bill. You can look and compare them here. One thing I want to say about those two is that the 10 peso coin looks a little similar to the 20 peso. The difference is the 20 is a little bigger and it has, its edges are a little serrated. These are the coins for size. This is the new 20 peso bill coin, and this is the 10 peso coin. And we have that in image. They look close, but they look similar, but the 20 peso is a little bigger and the 10 peso is round, completely round, okay? Now the 1 peso, 2 peso, as you can see, the 1 peso is a little smaller, and then the 5 peso coin is the largest. So these 3, un peso, dos pesos, y 5 pesos, are similar. However, they vary in size. So you have to pay attention to that. Next, we have los centavos. These are the cents. There are 3 centavos coins used in circulation as of today, and these are 10 centavos, 20 centavos, y 50 centavos. These are smaller than the other monedas, as you can see, 10 centavos, and then you have 20 centavos, which is a little bigger than 10. And then you have 50 centavos, and it says it very clearly, but you'll see it in the image. And so these look very similar to each other. They're different in size. And so those are son de 10 centavos, 20 centavos, y 50 centavos, right? 10, 20, and 50 cents. Some of the older coins are still in circulation. For example, this is the 50 centavos, and this is the old 50 centavos. So if somebody gives you this coin, it's still perfectly fine for use, but these are the new coins. So these are becoming outdated, but they're still in circulation depending on where you are. Key money questions. ¿Cuánto es? Or ¿cuánto cuesta? How much is it? ¿Tiene cambio? Do you have change? ¿Y el cambio? And the change? ¿Dónde está el banco más cercano? Where is the nearest bank? And you can substitute bank for anything else. ¿Dónde está el cajero automático más cercano? ¿Dónde está el cajero automático, that's the ATM machine, más cercano, close by, the closest one? Or, ¿dónde está la casa de cambio más cercano? ¿Dónde está la casa de cambio más cercano? Casa de cambio is where you go to exchange money. One question you'll hear in many places here in Mexico is nota o factura. They're asking you if you want a simple receipt, which is la nota, or if you want una factura, which is a fiscal document for taxes here, if you're linked to a business here in Mexico. For most people traveling through or just moving here, you will simply say nota. Nota, por favor. Key verbs when dealing with money in Mexico or any Spanish-speaking country. The first one is cambiar, to change. ¿Me lo cambia, por favor? Can you change this for me? So that's an important phrase if you have money. For example, you have 100 pesos or 500 pesos and you'd like the bill to be changed into a smaller unit, set of units, then you can say, ¿Me lo cambia, por favor? Gastar, spend. Actually, there's a word that comes from gastar, which is gasto. Un gasto is an expense. Pagar, to pay. And the derivative word we saw in the vocabulary, pago, el pago, a payment. Recibir, to receive. Dar, give. If you're curious as to how to conjugate these verbs and put them together with vocabulary that we're learning as well, have a look at the playlist Verb Focus. Let's continue. Devolver. Devolver means to give back, to return something. We're talking about money, but it could be something else as well. Una devolución is the actual return. Retirar is to withdraw. A withdrawal is un retiro. Depositar means to deposit, and un depósito is the actual deposit. And finally, ahorrar. Ahorrar means to save. Thanks for watching this video in the series on expat tips. Have a beautiful day y bendiciones. Bye bye.